All I'm going to say is, if this is summer, then please bring back spring, because the weather this year has been ridiculous. We just don't seem to be able to get away from wind at the moment. I've just had to go back out and straighten up one of those obliques because it was leaning forward, and that's got us full-size tomato plant in there. So if that goes, it's liable to break the stem of that plant, and we definitely don't want that at this stage of year. I've popped a bit of string around it and I've tied it to those planters now, and so hopefully it won't go forward again. But we're just getting constant wind and rain, and it must be massively disappointing to a lot of new gardeners. This is probably one of the worst seasons I can remember. I've never known it getting into July, where last night we had to put heating on. It was so cold. It just dropped all of a sudden. We're still getting temperatures at night of 49 Fahrenheit, and at this stage of year we should be getting 50 upwards. So that's why as plants are now starting to struggle. It's just slowing that growth down. But as always, on we go. All we can do is as best to protect as plants at this point of year. It's too late to start growing lots of things, especially things like tomatoes and peppers. So whatever you have got, you really need to look after it. And I have heard a couple of stories from people that said they've been flooded out, and that must be absolutely devastating to lose all your crops. So I do really feel for anybody that that's happened to. But my biggest problem here, apart from the rain, is that wind. It is absolutely relentless in this area. I know that tomorrow we're going to get a nice sunny day and it's going to be a gentle breeze, and that makes a change. But then after that, that rain is going to return once again. So I'm just going to grab bull bite horns tomorrow, and I'm going to take another trip out to Mablethorpe. We might as well use the best days that we can to its full advantage. But between now and then, I've got to check on these plants, see what progress we've got. And I did get a message from Tina this morning saying that she was really excited about starting to grow her own produce. So Tina, best of luck to you this year. And just before I nip out, thank you so much to Kevin Jarman and Karina Brown for making donations to the channel. I really do appreciate your generosity. So thank you so much for doing that. If you follow us Caravan channel, you've probably heard that I did buy a microphone, and it's a wireless one so we can cut down on noise. Unfortunately, it's took quite a few weeks for that microphone to arrive. When it did get here, it's the wrong one. So I've got to have another little search and try and find the right one for that particular phone. That microphone that came did actually come with a spare cover for it, and it's made out of fur. That kind of stuff. So basically what I've done is, since I can't use the microphone itself, I thought I'd cut a little bit of fur off and I've glued it to the side of the phone, because they said fur is better to cut down on wind noise than sponge. So that's been glued on there, so when we go out we'll see just how much difference it makes, because it is quite blustery out there. That's the tomato plant I've tied up. We don't want to lose those tomatoes that's already growing, so I'll pop that string around there to try and stop it from coming forward now. It's a very good sized plant that, but it is getting quite a bit of wind burn. No surprise there. And his cucumber's looking alright though. I've got lots and lots of flowers on that cucumber. Hopefully we're going to get some fruit. But once again, we've got a bit of wind burn on leaves. At least everything else is doing alright. Those are those little lettuce plugs that I put in quite recently, and they're well on the way, so I'm really pleased about that. And so is that oak leaf green lettuce. And you can see behind we've got some good growth on that beetroot as well. So at least something's working. Just spotted another strawberry. It's not quite ripe, that. I think I'll take it off. I'll pop that on that sunny table just to finish that ripening. In fact, there's probably a couple on here that I could take. I'll take that one as well. There's a tiny little one there, but we'll have it. Down there, if you can see that one, that's a really nice one. I'm glad I spotted that because that's fully ripe. Let's have a look at this big one. That's about as close as I dare let that one go. It's almost fully ripened. If birds spot that, they're going to have a field day. So I'm taking that now. I just need to check progress on that tomato again. It's his first one that's ripening. And I don't want to lose it. Let's have a little dig in here. It's in there somewhere. And that is good enough for me. That's his first ripe tomato of 2024. It's only a cherry tomato, but we'll take it since we've had such a bad year so far. Everything else seems to be coping so far, which is great. And I did set up some bottom watering trays around here, and I've had to take all plants out because we've had that much rain. They just keep filling with water. And there's something that I've not shown you yet. That is so heavy, it's unbelievable. That neighbour has given me some more lettuce plants, and these ones are a red stripy colour, and I forgot the name, but we're going to get those in quite shortly. Nice looking little plants those, and then 3 more of those other lettuce that we've already planted. So we'll sort those out at some point when it stops raining. And you can see that celery has now perked back up. It was drooping a little bit the other day, but because we're getting so much rain, it's perfectly fine now. There, those strawberries that we've moved, that has now rooted into this pot. So that's another strawberry plant on the way. And so's this one, so that's brilliant. Unfortunately that rain's coming down heavy again, so I'm going to have to pop back indoors. We just can't seem to get away from this horrible weather, so before that fir gets sodden, I'm going to pop back indoors. And that's probably going to be everything that we're going to do today, because this rain is not going to stop all afternoon. Well, we popped out and we had a look. Unfortunately, the weather's terrible once again, so there's not much we can do out there today. But you can definitely see that a lot of the plants are coping, and we have had a bit of an harvest as well today. I've got water running all over me. That's the downside of being inside a static caravan during a rainstorm. It gets so noisy. But for the sake of going out for a couple of minutes on a Sunday morning, we have just took those. And at this point of year, I'll take anything. So anybody that is doing new gardening, don't get too disheartened. And especially, don't give up. It's been a very strange year so far. It started off bad. We've had more rain through June and July than we did in winter. And the winds are really not helping the situation. So just dig your heels in and carry on. Because if you can get a little bit of something, as I always say, it's better than nothing. So having said that, I think I better dry my phone off because it's dripping with water. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. And one thing we do know for a fact, that tomorrow it's going to be sunny all day and it's going to be a gentle breeze. So we're definitely taking that trip to Mablethorpe. So if you'd like to see where we go and what we do, then check out this caravan channel. I'll leave a link in the description. And if you want to see what we're going to be doing on this channel when summer eventually does arrive, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care.